Hello everyone, so today we're having a very exciting video for you because I'm going to talk about the best building in Australia, which is a Sydney Opera House, and it was built in this amazing area just next to the Harbour Bridge, and the area is called Bennelong Point, and it also has a restaurant that name in case you were wondering why it's called like that. And the restaurant is amazing and has beautiful views. And I'm going to talk about some history and how it happened that Sydney now has this beautiful building. So it all started in 1956, and there was a contest where lots of architects submitted their designs. There were actually 233 designs submitted for the contest for the Opera House. And a Danish architect, John Utzon, won the contest, and he got £5,000 as a prize, which was a lot of money then. And therefore, in 1959, a lot of people started working on building this amazing building. And the estimated price to build the building was $7 million, and it was estimated that it was going to take 4 years to do it. And the government of that time was really excited about Sydney having this amazing opera house because the city did not have this kind of building before. Therefore, local artists, they had to go overseas to be able to perform. So as it all started and years were going by, the architect was very excited and he wanted the building to be really special, and he did not want to compromise on anything. Therefore, he was going back to the government asking for the Prime Minister more and more money. And the years were passing by, and it was just the time was going and the money was being spent and the public was getting upset. But the Prime Minister was happy to finance that project. But after more than 10 years, the government has changed, and the new Prime Minister, he cared about the public opinion more. And when the Danish architect came to him asking for more money, saying that he would resign otherwise if he wouldn't get it, he just told him that he can't resign and go home if he cannot finish the project on time. So being as proud as he was, the architect packed his bags and left immediately. And the sad thing about it is that the person who created this design for this amazing building has never seen the final project, although at that time when he left, the outside of the building was already finished, and the Prime Minister hired 5 Australian architects to do the interior of the building, and it took them 2 years to finish. And in 1973 the building was finished, and therefore it is so amazing from outside. The design is just so beautiful and so special, and in the inside it's not really that great. And that was exactly for that reason, because the original architect wasn't being able to finish his project. And the final cost of the construction was $102 million. And as I mentioned, it was finished in 1973, and it was opened for Queen Elizabeth's birthday, and she also came to do the opening. And another exciting fact about this building is that it has its own opera, and they showed it for the first time just a couple months ago, and the opera is called Eighth Wonder. And the special things about it is that it's not shown in one of the venues inside of the building, but it has a setup outside of the building on the stairs where people are sitting outside with the headphones watching this amazing opera, which is about the history, how it happened that we have this building now, and the story of the architect. And people are able to watch this opera having the real opera house in a background, and it's an amazing show. And when you'll be in Sydney, check out if it's on, and if it's on, you should definitely watch it, and I'll make sure to put some photos so you can see it. And Queen Elizabeth visited Opera House 5 times, and I'm sure she was not disappointed. And when you will be in Sydney, it's definitely one of must see and must do things. The things that you can do in the Opera House is obviously you can buy a ticket and go to see a beautiful show, opera show, symphony or comedy or Shakespeare show. There are a lot of theaters and there are a lot of shows happening all the time. So when you'll be coming in Sydney, just check what is happening, what is on, choose the show and go to see it. If that's not your thing and you're not into arts, that's okay. There's also a tour that you can book in the Opera House where you just walk around with a group of people with the guide, and the guide is telling you the history, basically the things that I have already told you, but you can get to see it with your own eyes. So I think that's an exciting thing to do that only takes a couple hours. If you don't want to do that neither, or you don't want to spend money, you can just go and walk around outside the building to be able to appreciate a beautiful building. You can go inside just a little bit. There are a few bars just next to the Opera House, few coffee shops, so you can do all that for free. So make sure you go and see it. So that's it for today, guys. I was very excited to tell you about this building because it is my favorite in the city. Make sure you visit, and I'll see you in our next videos.